Nice. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think we're good now. Um, is playing around with some audio settings there. I think I might have. Right. I'm gonna find out right now. Nice. Oh my goodness. Yep. That's hilarious. Okay, so I got it working there. But yeah. Oh my goodness. So y'all are probably gonna laugh at me, but literally, there was no audio source the entire time. They could not hear us. So hello. Let's try that again, shall we? So, oh my goodness. First stream ever. But there we go. Now we're good. Good grief, man. Getting into our histories and whatnot, but just so we don't have to say all that again, I ran into it from the first. We're talking Ark Survival Evolved. If so, just for everybody who is just now tuning in and finally able to hear us, geez, that's kind of embarrassing. Sorry about that. But I ran into Ark Survival Evolved specifically from the announcement trailer. Colonel, you said you ran into it from where? I'm sorry? Oh, hello? Do we lose him? Oh, yeah, go. Yeah, go. So you said Syntac, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. And Colonel, you said your how you ran into Ark Survival Evolved specifically was from where? Oh yeah, the no swamp update. Yeah, very good stuff. No, okay, so I guess I'll just do it real quick. Okay, so as you guys know, I'm Divik, of course, host of the channel here. So this fine gentleman icon to my left is Dark Tectonics, been a new ally friend to the channel. We did a collab on over on his channel, and that video went up yesterday. Doing scientific break, he does scientific breakdowns on Ark creatures, and we did one. He did one on Volanosaur that I got involved in, so I will put a link in the description after this live is over to not only his channel but that video as well, so you can check it out for yourselves. It was really fun. And the Colonel over here to my right is a longtime ally and friend to the channel. He's been around for quite some time. And you said you do polls and stuff on like Monster Hunter and Ark and stuff. That's right. Right. Yeah, that's right. So super cool. So that's who these two guys are. Two very fun people, and people I have a lot of respect for. So for this first podcast, I definitely wanted to get these two on for sure, and really just discuss the game. Arc Evolved, and then move on to Ascended. But let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Thort. Hello. Yeah, real OG. This guy. This guy is so crazy. Yeah, just a bit. But anyways, so we have several talking points. We did set that up before we got started, and I would say too. I guess we can start with Evolved. What were once you finally, assuming we all didn't get it straight away, or I know I didn't, but you Dark, you said you didn't really get into it until Gen 2 and Colonel. When did you get into first get into Ark? Like play it? Okay, so like right after I did, pretty much. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, more or less. Okay, gotcha. All right, so I guess Ark evolved. It lasted quite a long time. I want to say it was like 20. What was it? 2015. 2015. Yeah, 2015. I was 3 years out of high school. So really showing my age there. But yeah, no, I always thought it was very cool Evolved had definitely had its shortcomings. It was definitely a product of its time, but really, okay. Here, let me see. Oh man, let's see. Media categories. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
the second time now.
you guys don't have to go through all that again.
I'm not seeing. Can they hear
It's
us?
okay.
Yeah, y'all don't have to go through all that again. These guys are
We
really
can
cool
just do
people.
like
That's
an
all you need to
intro
know.
outlet.
Oh, hello, hello.
We'll do like an outlet intro, you know, like where we'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is who we are. Bye. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, some silly stuff like that. But okay, so
Can everybody hear us now? Let's check.
yeah,
through
let's
that
let's
Uh,
check that.
too.
And,
Everybody hear everybody.
we're doing-
New voices. Hi. Yes. Hello.
Oh,
We're here.
oh,
Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh,
Thank
This
you
is
for it.
this is with. But hey, for the next one, if I decide to do it, we won't have any issues. Plus, okay. So I will apologize to the viewers. I just got Streamlabs right before this, so I literally am learning this thing as we stream right now.
Learning.
So do a full apologies there, but okay. So it is safe to say we can know that Evolved was definitely a good starting point and a good baseline for this kind of game, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And there is definitely all the different ones that have tried to like jump on to that train.
on the
Sorry?
bandwagon, yeah.
Yeah, like Rust, Conan Exiles, and whatnot. But what separates those, I think, from ARK as a whole, well, is the fact that ARK was the first one, first of all, but also it's the fact that it's dinosaurs. Come on.
Exactly. I was really just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what separates it. Like, mind you, I haven't played Rust. I haven't played Conan Exiles. I did see gameplay of it. It just didn't interest me. Not because it wasn't dinosaurs. There was no dinosaurs, mind you. It's just because it wasn't ARK. It just feels like ARK started, or at least Evolved, started this archetype of you're in a place and everything is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's like,
know,
yeah, go ahead.
it's interesting too because you said that and I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I think what sets it apart, not just in the sense of dinosaurs, but they kind of almost streamlined how you do the survival aspect of it.
Yes.
Granted, there's a lot of
Editing.
slightly
Yep.
obscure things, but when you think about how you unlock the engrams, the level progression, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
we like, don't get me wrong, certain things probably could be moved around in the engrams, whatever, what have you. Still, how you unlock them, how you level your character up. I played a little bit of Conan Exiles. It's a lot more complicated on there. The UI is a little bit more difficult to understand. How it's sorted, it's laid out in a much simpler way for the complexity of a survival game for ARK in general, whether you're talking about ASE or ASA. It's more new player friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colonel, your thoughts?
Yeah. On that note, there's another game released. You probably know Far Cry Primal.
Okay.
Released
Yeah.
very similar range. I think like 2015, 2016,
Okay.
and it also had prehistoric creatures, saber-toothed mammoths. But still, I played a little bit a few years ago, but still you can't ride them. That's also a big selling point. I think like there's not as much appeal to it if you can't ride a mammoth.
Yeah.
Or if you can't ride a giant bear, saber-tooth.
Mhm.
Like they just walk. I feel like that's the thing that ARK really like has special to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, and plus, what was exciting about Evolved, and I think we can all agree here, is the when we got all the new announcements. You know, all the new trailers that dropped. And with the crazy music and whatnot. I remember, I think the Giga trailer
Oh yeah.
or the OG Giga trailer was definitely one of the ones that's like, oh my gosh. Like, and we'll get into that a little bit later, especially when it comes to creature nerfs, because we're going to talk about that. Jeez.
Aged like milk.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I did. But we'll get into that later. But I will definitely say the new creatures as they came out was definitely exciting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Every single trailer was hype, and all the
And you
new
have to go.
tools and whatnot. The greenhouse when that came out, the kibble system getting reworked back in ASE, all that's every trailer I said was met with a lot of excitement, but also just naysayers being contrary just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I think that's
Right.
kind of a problem to me. Still to this day in the comments you can find it.
Oh, absolutely. But I guess the first question, or no, the first talking point
Yeah.
is now that we got some, a baseline for Ark Survival Evolved somewhat, and now that we kind of have a general idea on where the three of us stood with Evolved, how would you rate the game as a whole?
As a whole, like both ended and evolved?
No,
Or
just
evolved?
just Evolved. Just Evolved.
Just evolved? Yeah.
Yes. I would say it's a solid 8 for me.
Yeah.
I would say 8.
When
It's
I
definitely.
think-
It is. Go ahead. Sorry. What happened? Oh man, did we lose him for a second?
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Dark.
it does. Yeah, it just
Okay. It's a lot harder for me to rate Evolved now, in a at least in a more positive light, because we have ASA to look back, like to look at where it could have been, maybe not could have been in the sense of like what we were capable of doing with the processing power, with all of that, sure.
Yeah.
But I'd go for a 6 or a, I'd
Oh.
go for like a 5 or a 6.
No, that's fair.
I would go for a 5 or a 6. Maybe I'd go above 6, but I'm not gonna buy into the memes. Okay. But it's it's mostly because there was a lot of things that needed to be polished. There's a lot of things that I think still, even in ASA, need to be a little more polished. But they have
yeah.
done the very small changes they've added in ASA have really helped add up to what I feel like could have been what made ASE that 9 to 10 out of 10 game
Right.
back in the day. Like even Wild Babies and stuff, I think that was definitely something they could have accomplished at ASE. That wouldn't have taken that much processing power or things that would blow everybody's consoles and computers up. But like stuff like that is what kind of brings it down for me, only because we have the retrospective. I
Right.
think I think it would have been higher if we were still only on ASE now, but retrospectively, I think it's probably about a 6 to a 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see what you did there. But yeah, Colonel, what would you rate ASE?
ASC. Now, I do want to beware of nostalgia because I do not want nostalgia to blind me here. But just looking back, because ARK's always been very ambitious for its time. You can see that even now with Lost Colony.
Yes.
But I think well, they did have a lot of good ideas, and they did actually do a pretty good job at realizing a lot of that aberration that was groundbreaking for the time. But still, the glitches and lag, glitches in multiplayer, stuff like it's kind of bad.
Oh yeah.
So I'd have to give it 7 to 8. At first I would say a higher 8, but that's probably nostalgia talking. So I put it in the 7 to 8 category.
Love how all three of us are actively avoiding the meme.
I refuse.
Yeah,
Not
I
buying
do
into it.
too. Actually, I made the
there.
mistake. Okay, so I made the mistake of saying that at work because I work. to those that are uninitiated, when I'm not doing YouTube, I'm working food service. I made the mistake of calling out a number that had those two numbers next to each other. And then a bunch of kids just lost their minds saying the meme,
Oh
and I
god.
had to call back, not the meme, children. And it was I had to walk away and laugh because it's like, of course that
Yeah.
happened. Like, of course that happened, right? So I think before we fully exit ASE, right?
Yeah.
Mods back then, right? So your Additions Ascended, your Paleo ARK, your S Plus, right? What was your favorite mod to play with back in ASE? Or do you even remember? I barely remember the mods I played with.
I remember the mods I wanted to play with on console.
Exactly.
Right?
Console
Sheesh.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
man.
exactly.
I remember watching other play with mods that I wanted to play with.
Yeah, I think
Paleo ARK
Syntac.
and ARK Editions, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think Syntac was the one that opened the floodgates to mods for me. Because I know the Pooping Evolved squad was who I watched for a long time. And then like Syntac kind of took over as those guys kind of drifted away. And a good
Yeah.
chunk of them are still like not playing ARK anymore, which kind of sucks. I think King Daddy DMAC is the only one that's really playing ARK at all, even to this day.
I do watch them occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah. And what sucks about, and see, this is not to dock him. Now, I'm not docking DMAC, don't get me wrong. But the fact that he only exclusively plays like conversion mods kind of did turn me away from him just a little bit. And we can kind of get into that kind of thing a little bit later too.
Yeah.
But ASE mods are also a product of their time. I think that goes without saying. And as we get more into ASA, we can definitely like go further from there too. And I think what kind of also, as we segue into ASA, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you really have to step back and think about it for a minute. And this is something I said in the Depths Chord in VC there, in the Purgatory there, is that if ASA was what they said it was going to be at the top of the 10, ASC would be broken for like months.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely it would be. Like, objectively, it would not work for months. ASA, even right now, in some cases, doesn't work.
Performance.
Exactly. Right? Performance issues, all that stuff. So, a massive part of me, rather, is very happy that ASA is its own game. Because there were so many people whining and complaining about ASA being its own thing and not really looking at the fact that if ASA released inside of ASC, the game would be busted for a long time and nobody would be able to play it. And,
it'd be unplayable.
And that didn't dawn on me until recently. So it's like, take what you have more than anything and be grateful for it. Because yes, we're buying everything again, so to speak. But would you rather not be able to play any of it for 6 months or have it at least in a somewhat decent playable state?
Yeah.
Take oh gosh, what's the term? It's not less is more, but like
more. No. Well,
no, go ahead.
What is? No, I was gonna say more is less, but that doesn't make sense. I don't think that's
No, I forget what the term is, but like I guess lesser of two evils. I guess that's the better one to use there.
But here's the other problem with that.
Yes.
Is say they did put it in ASE. Say they decided to do the entire, Unreal Engine 5 upgrade, all of that.
Right.
Where would they get the money to pay for it? Do these be like my question is do you honestly believe, and not you guys specifically, but
Right.
the people who complained about this, do you honestly believe that these developers the studio even had the money to do
Right.
everything that they've done in ASA for ASE for free? Do you
Exactly.
really think that we wouldn't have had something else that we had to pay for that was more expensive than Fantastic Tames or Bob's Tall Tales or something like
Right.
this or that or another thing? Like, it takes so much money to develop new creatures, to develop even remake maps, that kind of thing. You have to pay people. You have to develop these things in these softwares that also cost money. It's
Right.
not going to disappear, and the costs for these people and these developers don't just disappear, and they have to get this funding from somewhere.
Exactly.
Like,
And sorry about that. But to tack on to what Dark just said, just on creatures alone, right? Let's use Additions Ascended, right? Or Additions Ascended, right? Or Garuga's mods as a kind of like a baseline. Funding for just one was about was
6,500, right?
sorry, what was that, Connor?
It was 6,000 something, right?
6,500 for just
Yeah, exactly. One creature.
for just one creature
Yeah.
in for ASA or just in general, right? So magnify that by every single new creature we've gotten in ARK or in ASA. And that's just the creatures, right? That's not the
counting the
maps. That's not the new models. That's not the new
Animation.
yeah, the animations too.
Mechanics,
and
yeah.
that's what really put it into perspective for me is being a donator for Paleo ARK, right? And I'm not gonna reveal anything here. Don't I'm gonna say that off the 10. I'm not gonna revealing anything. But hearing how much cost a lot of this stuff is, and how much work goes into, like, say, just the Evo Rex, right? The Evo Rex specifically. Magnify that by a whole heck of a lot, like well over 100 creatures. And yeah, the cost is ridiculous. So having to purchase the game again, right? And then having these paid DLC things, Bob's Tall Tales and all that. If you look at it from that perspective, you realize, well, yeah, it was going to cost money. And I think them saying it was going to be free, I do wholeheartedly believe that they wanted ASA to be free. I fully believe that. But I think it goes without saying why it got charged, or why we got charged for it. But I'm not going to say it here. But if you know, you know. But ASA as a whole, as it stands, even at release, is still objectively fine. The game looks better, feels better, and
Good.
just everything that was in ASC, but it is no longer the case for ASA, is really, really good. The map being a digital map rather than just a paper one. Now, admittedly, I believe it was On Fire that said this, that it would have been nice to have a handheld map, at least for the early game, and then you upgrade to the digital map. And I would add to that, at a certain level, you unlock the digital map. It's not an engram, you just have it.
Yeah.
Right?
I do like the idea that the thing in your arm. I'm forgetting
the
name,
implant.
but
Yeah. Oh, did we lose him?
No, I'm here.
Okay, we lost you for a second there, bud. But yeah, no, I would absolutely be okay with that. And there's and shout out to On Fire, the absolute legend, who made whole videos about, hey, here's what's gone for ASC, gone from ASE, and didn't make it into ASA, and that's just one of them. The tracking node was another one. I think there was a weird thing with the saber that I'm not going to say on the live, but if you saw that video, you know. And just a whole lot of different stuff that is definitely just, it feels better in general. And I look at, say, modded creatures like even Serato or Acro.
Yeah.
ASC could not handle that. And it goes back to what we were saying at the top there. ASC could not handle that. No way. No way. Like, it barely rendered some creatures. You really think a higher poly one is gonna work there? Absolutely not. The crash rate would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, and also that's the point. Like, pretty much every single Lost Colony creature are incredibly filled with the new mechanics and like the Aureliax, for example. I didn't play around with it, but it looks crazy. I do not think AC would handle that.
No, not
like
at all.
ever.
What do you think, Dark?
I can completely agree. Like, think about the creature we're about to be getting, hopefully sometime in June.
Paleo
With the Paleo Octopus. Like, the rig for that, how it's going to move, the animations on that, even without having to see it, I know that there was no way that ASE would have ever been able to handle that outside of like a massive overhaul on the systems and everything that it performs in. And while we have lost features going from ASE to ASA, the features that we've gained in ASA that weren't in ASE completely outweigh that. They outweigh it entirely, in my opinion, especially when we're getting so many new mechanics, so many new things. I mean, say what you will about how the war rigs perform on Extinction on multiplayer, but on single player, like, they perform perfectly fine, and I couldn't even get the tech ATV to budge even on single player. Like, that kind of performance is a significant improvement. Granted, it's not perfect, but that's still massive. You can have a grappling hook on a car when the car that we got the wheels didn't even turn.
The wheels didn't turn, exactly.
Exactly. And now we have trains. You think that ASE would have ran trains at all?
Absolutely
without you
not.
just flying off? I guarantee you would have flyed, like, you would have took a curve on the track, flew off the tracks, and went straight into the world border, lost all of your things.
Exactly.
Like, it would have been instantaneously just a problem.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that's another major reason why they could not make it the same game. There would have been no possible way to keep ASE playable while at the same time making it ASA. You would never have gotten that. It was just a pipe dream. The only reason that I think they even suggested doing so was to make it free, and that would have been a way to make that free. But you having to think about it, you can't just put, especially on PlayStation or on Xbox, these gaming stores, maybe you could have done it on Steam. I'm not quite sure. I don't mess with Steam very often. But you can't just put a game as big as ASA free on these stores. They will charge the developers for that, and they'll charge the players for that anyway.
Absolutely.
They will. They just do. So it was never going to be free. It was never ever going to be free. Whether they wanted it to be or not, whether the community thinks it should have been, it's just not possible in the world that we live in and how everything functions. Should it have been? It would have been nice, but people have to get paid. People have to get paid. Things have to be changed. Things have to be paid for, and I think it was kind of a little bit of copium for everybody to be like, oh yeah, it could have been free. It should have been free. Oh, they said it was going to be free. And like, they tried.
It is cope.
They did. They tried their best. They're like, you can get ARK 2 with it. Please, just like they did their best to kind of reel it in and manage what the problem was and what was going on with it. But it was just, it just wasn't going to happen.
No, absolutely not. And I guess that kind of answers the question, though. Is ASA better than ASE? 100% it is. Now, granted, some stuff still doesn't work, like the war rigs that Dark was just on about. And and then there's still some creatures, they have their textures blinking in and out. Someone actually commented on one of my videos saying that the textures are blinking in and out. And yeah, that's a base game thing. that's not anything to do with mods or anything like
feature.
that.
Out there from Lost Island on AC. It's
Okay.
always been there.
So yeah, that's just something that's been there for a while now. Now, I did
Intended mechanic.
exactly. Now,
It just works.
now that
not a bug,
we
it's-
are segueing into ASA a little bit, I will say that I did put a community post up. Now, there was only 2 questions, but I guess I'll bring forward one of them as we go into ASA.
Yeah.
So this is from Blue Gold. So Blue Gold,
I know
if you're in the chat still, we're getting your question up. What was that,
Yeah.
Colonel?
Yeah, I know him. He comments on pretty much every single one of my posts. I like him. He's a good friend.
Yeah. So Blue Gold, if you're still here, we're getting your question right now. So
Hello.
he says, "Hello, hi. Of all official creatures that have been introduced over time, which one disappointed you the most when it was first released?"
I think there is a common answer.
Amargasaurus.
One of them. I was thinking Shasta.
I was thinking Shasta too.
Yeah,
I was
Shasta
immediately on
was my
Shasta.
next one. And I think, wait, wasn't that one of your? Oh, yeah, that was one of your suggestions. That was one of your talking points,
modeled that
Colonel.
I saw it.
But yeah, I would say for ASC, I would say Amargasaurus. And for the most obvious reason ever of all time, it's literally that the fact that the model was different from the dossier. It's the same thing with Volanosaur, actually. That Volanosaur in the dossier looks intimidating. It looks really cool. But you get the one in game, he looks like a goober. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I love the thing. It's so cool. Porcupine Lizardillo. It's so cool. But it looks so bad when you're looking at the dossier. There's so many creatures that when you look at the dossier and then you look at what's in the game, and it's like, what is this goober of a creature I'm looking at right now? Are you kidding me? But yeah, no, Shasta for ASA, I would say, is the biggest disappointment, I'd say, for all 3 of us.
I think it was a big learning curve for them though as
Oh,
well.
100%.
I think because they were never kind of what's the words I'm looking for here? They had never tried to do what Shasta was supposed to bring, right? This was their first time ever making a submarine saddle that stayed as an air pocket underwater, as well as like being able to go above water like the dossier suggested.
Yes.
And just given the mechanics and everything that works around that, it was just not something that they were capable of doing. Do I think that they could possibly do it now? Maybe. But it was a big learning curve for them. We kind of threw something at them that they didn't have a good preparation for. And that's not to say that the community's in the wrong whatsoever. We just wanted this creature.
Right.
But it is to say
we
that
all-
they kind of learned a little bit of that limitation. And they kind of were handed something that they'd never tried before, and obviously for good reason. And I think going forward, the rest of the creatures that they ended up implementing ended up better off for Shasta's fall. I think Shasta kind of took the bullet for the future of the ARK vote creatures, and it sucks
Absolutely.
because it is a beautiful, gorgeous creature model. It functions so cool in the wild. Even tamed, it functions really cool. It's just the kind of disappointment
annoying.
of the saddle. We should have got a primitive one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, I think a primitive saddle definitely would have helped. Matter of fact, you know what? Now, would that be possible here? Absolutely, it would be. Giving Shasta a primitive saddle for one, and then just at the nature of its size is because it's as big as a creature as it is, maybe there's some kind of mechanic that would allow it to give you oxygen while you're like on the saddle.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get like a middle ground saddle that's more like the submarine, like something you can make in the fabricator. And then you have your tech
I
saddle.
mean,
Maybe.
yeah. Put the primitive saddle around gig tier. For the air, just have it like blow a little air bubble out of its nose that like
Yeah.
blows back as you're swimming, and then it picks up. You know what I mean? Something simple like that.
Yeah.
It's not too complicated. I just think that they went for an overachieving situation
Right.
that just didn't land, and not the community should be compensated for it, but they could have compensated for the lack of being able to bring that with a primitive saddle, with something that made it useful. And
A saddle with
hell, they
oxygen
could have
tanks,
made it
yes.
passenger. Give it a passenger, like a primitive passenger saddle, something like Diplo. You know what I mean? Where you can have 3 or 4
And
people
people-
sitting on it, and you're going around like that. Even that would have just made up for the kind of the pullback that it got with its submarine saddle.
Yeah. Blue Gold suggested a saddle with oxygen tanks. So
Yeah,
something
exactly.
similar to what Archelon got, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on a much grander scale because it's big fish go burr.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
like a Diplo saddle, like
Yeah.
something that sits like what does that sit?
Like
More than 6, right? 8.
12?
8
something?
plus the rider, something like that.
I-
12,
something
maybe?
like that. I don't remember.
It's in there, but like
It's in there somewhere, yeah.
Just and you don't have to worry about it being overpowered. You can choose whether or not they shoot off the saddle or not. You know, just easy, regular passenger saddle creature like mechanic things that you can kind of discuss, or make players be able to shoot off the saddle. And that'll compensate for not having the tech turrets on the submarine thing nerfed a little bit. But you could just pull up besides a creature you want to knock out and tame, a Moza even, and they could just launch, narco harpoons at him, something like that.
Yeah.
It's super. It's something that I would love for them to revisit, that they could revisit. Will
Yes.
they? Not until the end. I guarantee it won't be until.
Oh
they're
no,
done.
absolutely. And see, you know what? And that's the thing is Shasta. I feel like it could have been the underwater Titanosaur, as it's the underwater siege tame,
See,
right? Like, is it?
Its
is
taming
it?
method's fantastic too.
Oh,
like, I love it.
absolutely,
It's
yeah,
so unique.
yeah. It gives further use to, I think, the dolphin.
yeah,
was
which
it?
is a creature that not many people use anymore.
Yeah, Blue. Bus saddle with oxygen tanks for transport and deep tame transport, and in late game the sub saddle. Yeah, basically, more or less. Yeah, that's what we're getting at.
I think this might be an alright segue. Hear me out. To talk about the fact that we don't see Shasta on other maps because of how little people enjoy it. Because Astraeos would be a great map
It
to
really
see a
would
Shasta
be.
jumping out of the water while you're flying over on a creature or whatever. Even if you don't tame it, it would just be visually a pleasing creature to see.
Absolutely, it would be a very fun jump scare, and given
But I
Oranio's
think-
TLC, yeah,
That's a great great segue into
TLCs.
do not only TLCs, but does the community should map makers and the community's opinions on a creature matter on whether or not that creature shows up on other maps, right?
See, I'm a
Because
go ahead.
when it comes down to it, I feel like the only reason we don't see Shasta is because community doesn't like it very much mechanically as for a tame, when it absolutely there's no reason it should not be on Astraeos.
Right.
The oceans are more than deep enough for it, but there's
gonna have to
also
say-
other creatures
Oh, go ahead.
that should be on other maps. Even Yiling should have been on Lost Colony as well as Astraeos, but for very particular reasons that I'll let Divik decide whether or not he wants to discuss. It's not on Astraeos, and it's not on Lost Colony.
Yeah, go ahead, Colonel.
Yeah, go.
2 points on that. First, I'm going to say it's going to be a massive mistake if they do not put chest on Genesis. Because I
Absolutely.
feel like
Yeah.
this is
Absolutely.
finally good on. And now, as for E-Link, there's like it could have been. It could have been. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. On Lost Colony, I think it would have fit. On Asturias, maybe. Definitely could have been.
Now, I'm of two minds about it, right? On
Yeah.
one end, I would say that at least for official servers, it should be wildcards call.
Yeah.
I would say for official servers, servers that are controlled by wildcard or whoever the blazes, right? But as far as like unofficial servers or like servers that are rented out, yeah, player choice, obviously. There's tools you can use and configs you can implement that can block spawns or remove spawns, trade spawns out. I actually did that with Acro, actually. For when Acro became base game. Hello. When Acro came to base game, I re-added the mod, but then I blocked the spawns of the base modded Acro and then just kept the other two. So Scorched Acro, Ascended Acro. Those two still spawn, but the base vanilla Acro takes the place of the modded one, if that makes any sense.
No.
So I think it's one of those things where it could be either or. It's context dependent, I'll say.
I can agree partially on context dependent, but I feel like when you have a map like Fjordur or Astraeos or these other massive maps that are official that also sit there and are almost a catch-all design-wise, right? They are made to have like all of the new creatures, all of like you should be you're kind of can find every dino on Fjordur from ASE. And it's kind of being that way for Astraeos, and I'll be really disappointed if it's not that way for Fjordur.
Ascendant. Fjordur Ascendant.
Yeah, Fjordur Ascendant.
Yeah.
But when you have a map creator that just doesn't like a creature, so will not implement them, that's kind of detrimental to the community.
I would
like.
say
when
so.
When you are making a map and you, as the creator, have the say of what creatures spawn on there, and you decide that you want to implement nearly every creature that ARK has in it on that map, but because you yourself do not like one of them, you do not include them, that is a direct, it's almost a spit on the community rather than a personal preference. If it's your personal preference, there are mods for you as a creator to not play with that creature on your map. You can do that. There are like resources for you to do that, but you are almost punishing a community for your preferences.
Your personal biases too.
Yes, exactly. And that is completely I think Divik, you put it great the first time we discussed this. It's almost tyrannical.
Yeah, yeah. And now, while we're not going to give names as to who, for very obvious reasons, but like it is a detriment. And yes, there are those mods that add creatures, like Dinosuchus everywhere. Or no, not Dinosuchus, Deinonychus everywhere. This creature, that creature everywhere.
Deinonychus isn't on Astraeos. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you know what?
Is
it not?
Deinonychus is not on Astraeos.
Oh, well, there we go.
I don't think it is.
Huh. Yeah, because see, I absolutely agree that it would make sense for this creature or that to be on that map. And speaking of which, and before anyone asks, yes, eventually Cryolophosaurus will be able will spawn off of Lost Colony. And speaking of Lost Colony, that is a map much like Shasta did kind of get the short end of the stick. You can tell that Lost Colony wasn't done.
Yeah.
You can tell 100% it wasn't done. Like,
I think
Go
avoid
ahead.
another delay.
Go ahead.
Dark.
What?
Who goes ahead, me or Dark?
Either one of you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh,
Yeah, for Lost Colony, I think they did want to avoid any big delays, even if it wasn't by much.
Mm-hmm.
You could say I didn't play the map for long. I'm gonna have to say that I played it for a few weeks before things came up, and I just stopped playing Ark. But
Mhm.
I did have a good time with it. I think some areas, like the giant river, doesn't really have much. I think some areas could have used more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I think they ultimately did not want another delay. They just released it as it is, which it wasn't bad, but could have used more work.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Dark.
um. So to kind of add on to all of the stuff we're talking about with Lost Colony,
Yeah.
Colonel, you're completely right. It wasn't finished. The reason that they shipped it out when it did on the timestamp that they did release it was because shareholders and pre-orders. It's
Yeah, things like
specifically
that.
those two reasons. They could
Mhm.
not they couldn't promise this to shareholders, and they couldn't. I'm pretty sure legally offer this pre-order
Right.
with a specific time on it and then delay it. I'm pretty sure legally that would have caused some sort of issues with it, but it is very, very obvious they did not complete it. It has 2
Yeah.
world borders on it. It was Anthomnia, his video where he went out of bounds and checked out the aberration wreckage we were
Yeah, the
supposed to
giant.
be able to check out. Yep, there is a ramp going down to a very clear, what I would think is a rock drake trench, or
Oh,
it was going to be some sort of trench that you were going to be able to go down and go into the wreckage of aberration that they did promise. Just I think it's at least a third of the map that you can where the borders reach to that we were going to be able to go to that they just could not get to. Lost Colony would have been delayed in any other circumstances, and we would have gotten the map we were promised had that not have been the case of it being a pre-order of them having these promises they had to fill through. It's the same thing with like uh, Giant Desmodus, Giga Desmodus.
it
We
has
would have
noticed.
had that in
Naturally
better
spawning.
animation, in better light, in better like situations. We might have had it naturally spawning, but I think that they were never going to make it a tame until they heard the community, and that's why we got it the way that we got it because it was kind of rushed. It was only supposed to be a boss creature, and these animations that we saw on it were supposed to only be in the boss arena, so they didn't
Yeah.
have to be as polished as
Right.
you would hope that they were, and that's why we had it delivered the way we delivered it. And it's a great example of a rush situation being brought over to Lost Colony and it not being finished.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the unfortunate thing. And that is the big part of what I'm going to call toxic discourse.
Yeah.
And to those uninitiated, as you're probably aware, I have come up to bat for Wildcard many times. And there's a term in media spaces that is known as parasocial relationships, right? So, in a typical sense, say you are a fan of a thing, right? And it is something it's your bread and butter, it is all you care about, and anyone who says, "Hey, this particular thing in this thing that you like is not good," right? And what happens and what a parasocial relationship is that you get mad that that person doesn't like the thing. How dare you say something bad about this thing that I have made my entire existence, right? And it circles back into fandom discourse and just toxicity because you have these players who have made ARK their entire life, right? And it is a form of parasocial relationship when they get mad not at other community members, but the developers themselves for the delays. And you have these people who are threatening them, doxing them, and all other absurd garbage all because their pixel dinosaurs didn't come out when they wanted to. And to those people, if you happen to be watching this, well, first of all, yes, I'm acknowledging your existence, but also,
No.
hush. Literally, I've said it in videos before, and I'll say it again here. Hush. Your life is not threatened by, people having shortcomings. That's why when I do my Paleo News videos, and Colonel, you probably noticed this, that I started saying, manage your expectations. Hey, any number of things could go wrong. So if this thing doesn't happen on this day, it's because something very important happened behind the scenes. Prime example, and I hate to bring this up, but it is the best example, is
I
when
think I know it.
Milton, Depp's dog, passed, right? There was a humongous delay of releases because of that passing. And it's a prime example of real life taking priority, because there are real people who are making this stuff happen, who are making these updates, who are working on these creatures. And you're upset that they weren't able to do the thing in the amount of time you wanted them to. Well, I'm sorry if my family pet passed well before their time. I'm sorry that I broke a limb or got sick or any other thing that could prevent you from working on things. So that's why I've always been of the opinion that real life takes priority. It is the first thing that is important, and everything else can wait. I've said it in the community tabs, like, hey, I got a cold. Hey, I'm sick today. I can't work on content. It's the same thing for them, but amplified, because this is for a massive game. ASA is a huge game, and it's I'd say a lot worse. So speaking to the community, I would say, again, the community as a whole, manage your expectations. And for God's sake, don't take the day off for work.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Like, no, and then you get mad at them. No, what's wrong with you? My God. This has been around, and sorry to rant here, but this has been around for years now. Are you still this dull?
Yeah.
I took the day off of work for this. I told my wife no to taking our kids to their graduation ceremony, so I could be here for the release of this map. And you're gonna tell me that you guys delayed it again, as per usual. I can't believe that you guys have sat there and let me down like this. I couldn't throw the sweet 16 birthday party for my daughter because I was busy sitting here trying to wait for you guys to release this map. After you guys have delayed every other map, and you're gonna tell me you're delaying this one? How dare you slight me specifically this way? Absurd.
And then there's me who's like, okay, cool. Works on a different video script. Like, okay, fine. There we go.
On one hand, it's okay to try to hold a company that is as large and as funded as Wildcard responsible. It is okay to feel the need to address the situation that they are delaying it. I think that is fair to hold somebody accountable. What is not fair to this company is to sit there and try to force them to hold down an expectation that you shouldn't have.
Right.
When you have sat there and you see countless times that they put a delay out over and over and over again, they give us what they hope the release day is going to be. And at this point, we should always expect it to be I hope it releases on this day from them. We see what we get as a community when they release it on time. Lost Colony is the exact example of that. There is a reason that these delays happen, and it's because if they don't delay them, we will continue to get more Lost Colonies, more unfinished pieces of a product that we all want. And as a community, I think we should be more grateful for the delays than getting them on time, because I don't want more Lost Colonies. I don't want these maps these new maps, these pieces to be scattered on my ARK game. I want to have a completed experience. I don't want to look out at this second world border on Fjordur Ascended or on Dragontopia when it comes out
Right.
or on Gen 1 and look at this thing and be like, man, we could have been able to explore that over there, but we got the map on time instead. Like, I don't want that. And
Right.
as a player who enjoys ARK, I don't think that anybody else should want that either. So sitting there and being frustrated is fine. You have all the right
Absolutely.
in the world to be frustrated and to want to hold the company accountable. But you also need to have the empathy as a human being to look at this company, to have more of an outward perspective on the situation, on what we've gotten, on what they've delivered to us on time, and be like, okay, on time we could be getting this. If they're delaying it, then it's because they aren't done with it, and by demanding them to release it on time, I am objectively accepting a worse product.
Yeah. And sorry for the chuckle there. I just glanced over, looked at the chat, and
Yeah.
blue coals right
I
now.
saw that too, yeah.
It's like,
Let me check
one
it.
can take the day off for these things? Lucky no-life bastards. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, exactly. Yeah, like, dude, come on now. Now, mind you, I have 2 jobs. 2.
Nope. Hard
And
work.
I will never take a day off for a release. I have 2 jobs for a reason. I can just work on the other one or just work on other things. At least that's the I can speak, I promise. That's the view you should have, especially for content creators, right? Like, okay, the map's delayed. I have, another week or so to work on this thing that I'm currently working on. Right? Like
I'll be
it's
honest.
literally that simple.
I am kind of guilty when it comes to being one of those creators who sits there and like, it's delayed. Oh man, it's delayed. Not necessarily on day. If it's delayed by a few days, sure. I'm so much more okay with it being delayed a few days than it being delayed a few hours. The Astraeos, was it it might have been the Astraeos update. If Scenic Bloke is still here, if Anna's still here, she can tell me which release it was. No, it was the Uranio TLC with the Burrow Buck. That was the release I'm talking about. When they were going to release those, I was up until about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, waiting for this release. Because I have to cover these things as soon as they come out. It has to be covered. It has to be something that has to get done, because with the ARK community specifically, if you are doing how to tame videos, if you're doing like these showcase videos and stuff, if you're not on top of it upon release, you're not there at all. It kind of doesn't matter. And it sucks that that's how the community, like, that's how it works on YouTube specifically, because it's not necessarily a community thing as much as it is a YouTube specific kind of issue. But you do just kind of have to be there, or the videos don't perform, or they don't get out, or this, that, or another thing. If you're not already very well established in this community, you need to be there and be on this content. So I would rather my stuff be delayed a couple of days, rather than a few hours, because maybe I'm asleep at that point, and then I've dropped the ball. But that being said, if you're just a player, if you just enjoy the game, you can continue to enjoy the game while you wait. Right? Like, what reason do you have as somebody who just plays the game to get that frustrated, that upset, that angry, that you say just really, really just abhorrent things to other players, to the community themselves about this? Like, oh no, you don't get to play the new thing for another couple hours. Okay, what do you lose? Go take a nap, man.
Yeah, go take a nap, which I might take a nap after the stream, honestly, because I woke up at way too early o'clock. And I could not get back to sleep because I was so anxious for this podcast, honestly. I'll be
Honestly,
completely
for good
real
reason
here.
with how it started. Like, let's be real.
Thank you. Exactly.
For good
Exactly.
reason.
Like, but you know, talking of toxicity, right? That's a perfect segue into one of your talking points, Dark, is the PvP community, right? And how
Oh,
much
yeah.
say should the PvP side of the community have over the game? And I will start it by saying this, right? As a PvE player, right? I propose this question, right?
Yeah.
As a player of the PvE side of the game, why would I want a nerfed anything at all? Right?
Fair.
Now there is like maybe like one or two creatures where the nerf was warranted, but there is a good chunk of the PvP ARK community, and it is mostly that community. And now, mind you, not to say that PvE players can't be toxic, they can be,
They
but the
definitely can.
PvP community as a whole is the more toxic side I have noticed, and they cry out more frequently than any other group that, oh, this or that is busted or this or that is broken and is not good. I'd say one of the few many nerfs that were absolutely warranted was actually Giga on release. You know, when it first came out, Giga on release was ridiculous. Oh my gosh, dude.
You know, I hate to say this, but not really. I don't.
Really?
It feels like it's a mental illness almost because hear me out. ARK has been out through ASE to ASA. It's been out like a little over 10 years at this point.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be doing the exact same thing so often?
Right.
The way these PvP players talk is, if I had to sum it up, and this is a very, 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 very summed up thing, is they don't want new creatures. They don't want changes to the game. They don't want new things in general. They want the stuff they had in ASE brought over to ASA, and that's it. They want nothing else. Because every time something changes or they're forced to learn how to play something completely different, or something is added that has to force them to change from hiding in a cave behind 400 turrets in a grid pattern, and they're not able to sit there and hoard an entire server and bully everyone off of that server or bully everybody else down as Alpha Tribe, then they are complaining. It has been 10 years of the same consistent thing, and you just continue to want that. It's not fun. It is simply not fun. I
Right.
have been in like massive cave raids like 3 or 4 times, and I'm just sitting there behind a turret wall stressed. Don't get me wrong, there's other things that could have been done, there's other things that I could have been doing, but what? Go play a tower defense simulator.
Right.
Go do something like that. ARK was never just about hiding in a cave behind a bunch of turrets, and every time that they go to change something that affects the PvP community, it is nothing but massive,
We'll get into that in a
just
second, Blue.
murderously insane, just feedback from the PvP community. No, get out of your caves. Go play something else. Go touch grass, man. Like, genuinely. I don't understand how you can sit there and do this consistently for 10 years and then be angry when you're being offered a new play style, offered a new way to experience the game. Like, we can all agree, hopefully we can all agree here, that the best way that somebody could play ARK is to sit
Mhm.
there with a army of dinosaurs in like in like an old style Roman formation and pull up to the castle walls of another place and not have to worry about turrets. No, you meet on the battlefield. You send your cavalry, you send your, you know, foot soldiers. That is like such a cool way to play, and you will never ever see that on a PvP community. You will never ever a single time see that on a PvP community because they want to sit there and have the exact same thing that they've had for 10 years. And it is
Yeah.
just it's got to be a mental illness, right? Like that's the
Or
only
something.
way to explain it.
Army of Patkies versus Turret Hell.
Exactly. Like they'll just rely on turrets. It's
Yeah,
it's
and see,
ugly. It's
But
gross.
It's funny that you say
is the-
that, Dark, too, because
New additions.
sorry, what?
Like for example, take Arena TLC, for example, recent thing that was added.
Yeah.
PvP players are not going to be using that.
No.
No, of course not. Anyone, and see,
They won't
absolutely
use
not, because
it.
it's
Go ahead.
because well, for one, jump scare the spider. Literally, that's what it is. And you see, the sad part is, right? I had already done all the caves, at least to my knowledge, on Astraeos that had the Uranio in there. So I haven't
hold
gotten
on.
jump scared by the spider yet.
I missed
Oh,
a really important point.
What?
Go ahead.
Almost cursed. Pillar spam.
Oh yeah, that's that.
It ruins
it's
the game,
worse.
and it's
worse on
PvP.
PvP, yeah, or PvE rather. Actually, it's worse on the opposite side. Actually,
Something should be done about it. Genuinely, like it's that thing where you sit there and it needs to be balanced. I think it needs to be balanced rather than needs to be completely gotten rid of, because I understand the point of I don't want another player building super close to this or super close to that or super whatever. I can understand wanting something like that, but I feel like there is a better way to do it. Right? I feel like there is a better way to apply it rather than I am going to clear out this entire like 3-mile radius of forest and it's going to be nothing but pillars. How do you enjoy the game that way? I
You really
don't
can't.
understand where the enjoyment
videos.
comes from with these with how these people play.
right?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and you know, it's always been that way. Actually, ASE, ASA, it's always been that way. And see, the funny part is what Dark was saying too, is you
Yep.
know about the whole cavalry charge. There is a content creator. I can't place his name right now, but there is a content creator that has like these simulation things where he has like
I know what you're
100
talking
players like on the server like
Yeah, I've seen them.
doing the thing. That's the closest you're gonna get to that.
Yeah,
Literally. And that's because it's
you're
staged.
communicating with somebody. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
well, not
Unless-
staged, but it's like, hey, this is exactly what this thing is. Right? That's
the
the
limits you
only way
have.
you
This is-
get that. And it's so much fun. See,
exactly.
and I'm
man.
not a PvPer though. And I'm just like,
But
I would love to do this.
They should limit. Oh, they should. There should be a turret limit,
Oh, absolutely.
like a lower turret limit. I think there
And,
already is, but a much lower turret limit could also help solve this cave issue.
absolutely.
That we
And
keep
Colonel,
having.
you were saying something?
about which point?
I think I heard you speak, but I wasn't sure.
The turrets. Like I've generally never played PvP, but I have seen videos of it, and I have to agree with Dark. How do people have fun when there's hundreds of turrets everywhere?
Yeah.
I've never. That's the reason
You know,
why I avoid PvP.
I've played.
Not sound like fun.
Oh, sorry, but I've played like official PvP before, and I played it for like a month. It
Was it
was
fun?
interesting, but it was also an experience I never want to have again at all. Because me personally, I like building. I like breeding creatures. I like actually playing the game. So the idea of someone showing up and destroying all of that for the sake
Yeah,
of their
right.
own enjoyment is something I've never agreed with at all. Now, mind you, this was back in ASE before you had, and this was also on console, so I didn't have access to mods. You almost had to play on PvP for the server just so you can do specific things. And like for example, if you bred creatures on ASE and you were on PvE, you couldn't get rid of the unwanted creatures in that game. If you had it on
Yeah.
solid PvE, you would have to, if they were unclaimed, you couldn't do damage to them, right? So you would then have to claim them and then kill them. And if you blink rifled a creature that was not claimed by you, you couldn't get rid of the body.
That's absurd.
Yeah, exactly. So, and this was on console, mind you. If you were on PC, oh, there's mods for that. There's Structures Plus. There's Dino Storage. There's ways to get rid of that. And now, mind you, there's the meat grinder in ASA now. But still, it was that limitation that you have on both sides. And blue, 40 turrets is a good number.
Yeah.
40 turrets is a very good number, I agree. And speaking of just mods, I guess we can move forward just a little bit. Is ARK modding the only thing keeping ASA alive? And this is discounting Bob's True Tales. This is discounting new creatures and features. So just ARK modding in general, right? Short answer, yes and no.
I do have a point on this, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think modding really helps, like, the period we're in now. From Astreos' update released February, something like that, and Genesis releases June. That's a 4-month period without content. And so I think modding, especially in those gaps where we have no new maps, no new updates, I think modding really does help.
Yeah.
Like, I logged up
absolutely
to Evo Bronto when it released.
Oh, yeah.
Game for like
Evo Bronto is so much fun.
Oh, yeah. So modding between the droughts, this does really help. That's fine.
Absolutely.
I'm inclined to agree, but I'm also inclined to say that even though modding really does help with the droughts, I think if you take modding away, I think ASA would have still been fine. Granted, it wouldn't sustain the player base that it can at the moment. I think ASA is in a much better place than ASE ever was in terms of how the content's going, like releasing, the amount of content we're getting, what that content holds, their plans for these kinds of things. Whereas there are too many mods that should probably be brought into the base game for the base game's health. I don't necessarily think all of the mods, or not necessarily all the mods, because we're talking about just modding as a whole, are that much of a necessity. We're also reaching a time in ASA where we're getting a lot of mod bloat, where there's a lot of mods that don't mean anything, that don't add much.
Medics.
Yeah. A lot of premium mods that shouldn't be premium mods, or at least shouldn't be separate from each other premium mods. I'm looking at you, Primal. I think it's Primal Saddles, or whatever it is, where there's only like 6 saddles.
That's so bad.
They're very well designed. Don't get me wrong. If they ever see this, great work on the designs.
Right.
Making 3 whole separate $5 premium mods for a total for like 4 to 6 saddles each is absurd. Ridiculous. Put them all in one, send it for like $7, you're golden.
Right.
But just they fantastic tamed the premium mods for their saddle design, and they should be doing what the new fantastic tame system hopefully is going through in the future, which I think is the best way to do that. But we're at a weird time with mods, I think, where there's too much bloat that takes away from mods that do genuinely deserve to be in the spotlight, that deserve to be premium, and also deserve to be seen more, but can't be because somebody's like, yes, here is my skeleton mod. I'm also going to release another mod that adds a skeleton with a hat. And then a mod after
course.
that has shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and see,
like, it's
and-
too much.
And that's another thing too, is there are so many premium, like you're saying, Dark, there's so many premium mods that shouldn't be premium, but there's also, see, okay, now, if you're new to my channel, right, if you came because of Dark or Colonel, if you're new to the channel, I am an artist, I'm an artist, right, I do my own drawing from start to finish. In fact, those if you look at my channel updates videos, those two, that orange thing and the blue thing that's in the thumbnail, yeah, I drew those. So one thing that annoys the crap out of me is, I think you might know where I'm going with this, Dark, is the AI thumbnails.
Oh man.
That
Oh,
automatically
no.
should remove the mod
Yeah.
from premium, because
AI thumbnails and no pictures.
and no pictures. That's so bad. Like, dog, what do you mean? You make this cool thing that sounds so cool, but then you have this AI thumbnail, and then there's no photos of the thing that you are making a
You
mod
don't
of.
even know if it's
and
cool.
then it's premium on
I don't
top of
download it.
that. It's like-
Nobody's buying it. You're not getting your traction. Like, that's the thing, too. It's like you completely take away from the audience you're trying. This is how I go by when I'm scrolling through
I'm an
mods.
ARK.
If there are no pictures, at all, and an AI thumbnail,
Right.
I immediately assume
Scroll away.
that it is not worth looking at past
Exactly.
that. I will not read the description. I will not read the likes. I will not read anything like that. Even if you have, like, it doesn't even have to be no AI. Even if it's just a random picture of something that has no prevalence, or a picture of something that you found on Google or something like that, and that's the only picture you have for the mod or anything like that, I will scroll by. You don't seem worth my time. There's no reason for me to invest in the time it's going to take to download this, in the time it's going to take to figure out how it works, anything like that, because there's no point. You're not putting an effort into advertising it to people. Why would I put in effort to experience?
And then also putting money into it. And see, and you
Yeah.
can take that away for just regular mods that are just skins. Like, also, I'll say it definitively. Now, I am not a mod dev yet.
Cool.
But you will never see me do a generated AI image. It's either going to be an art piece that I made, or it's going to be a screenshot of the thing. And this goes for every mod developer, and if you're watching this at all. Now, mind you, we're not docking you at all. Don't get us wrong.
I
Do
am.
not misunderstand our meaning here. Take a photo of the thing that you are modding and put it as the thumbnail. And take pictures of your mod. We want to see the product. An AI image doesn't
So-
help anything.
No.
Oh,
See, I'll take the heat here. I am docking you. Because if you are going to sit there, and if you have the ability to put in the work to make the mod in general and include it in the game, you have the ability to take a picture. Even if it's a poor picture, you have the ability to show the community what you've done. There is no excuse, physically no excuse for why you can sit there and design something and put it in the game.
Right.
Unless it is solely a mechanics change, unless it is
That's
solely
fair.
something that you cannot take a picture of,
Right.
there is no reason that you should not
Well-
be able to take a picture of that product and put it up for people
Well,
to see.
actually, I kind of slightly disagree there. There are some mods you can just take a picture of the menu. Like,
Okay,
for example,
yeah.
Breeding Stopper,
see that one.
Stopper is a perfect example. It's a picture of what a little drop down menu thingamajig is, and it's one of those mods that's it's on there. There's no visuals. It's a simple picture of what looks like a drop down menu in like a random computer screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
what I'm more talking about in this sense is
Yeah.
like, no, like stopping Icky from spawning, right? Like of course you can put a picture of an Icky up, and that is good enough. But
Right.
also, if you didn't have that and you just had like a picture of the word saying "stop icky spawning," and then
People get
in the
the
description of that, it's like prevents ickies from spawning on your thing. You don't need to there's no. What are you gonna do? Take a picture of the dino's spawner rate of a map that shows 0 ickies?
Yeah.
You could, but whatever. I
And
can
it, and,
see a
and
pass on that sense. But with
yeah.
what you're saying, that's what I mean. Like, if there is something that you can take a picture of
Right.
showing off the mod, you should. You
Yeah.
absolutely should, unless there is
And
physically no way to do.
the best examples, and this is not my bias, but the best example is actually what Paleo ARK does. And they have in the thumbnail a picture of one of the creatures that is in the mod. Bronto with hard hitting herbivores. I think it's Evo Rex for
There's 3
Apex
of them
Predators.
are lined up for Apex Predators.
Yes. Prime example. It's the perfect example right there. And
You see what you got?
and speaking wait, where's my phone? It's one of those things where you're just like, come on, it's simple, but it's probably also not that simple. Because again, because I'm a donator of a series of mods that is excellent, right? You have there's so much work that goes into it. Now, it is not as simple
Yeah.
as 1, 2, 3, even for like a thumbnail. And that's
Of course.
actually a really good segue into,
Another
TLCs. Another excellent segue here, since we brought up Paleo ARK. Now, again, in case you don't know what Paleo ARK is, on the rare chance that you have no idea what Paleo ARK is, I will explain it to you. So, take, say, Vanilla Giga right now, right? We know a TLC is on the way. What Paleo ARK aims to do is take those base game creatures and give them either new mechanics or just barest minimum, like new animations, new rig, something or other, and then like tweaking of mechanics, or a complete overhaul of the creature from top to bottom. Evo Giganotosaurus being the absolute best example of it, and it was also the only creature to get a TLC from Paleo Team back in ASE. In fact, I have an entire video talking about the histories of Evo Giga going as far back as ASE. Check that out if you haven't. And just the TLCs in general, because Paleo ARK is the TLC mods of all time, for the simple fact of, look at them. Just look at all of them, all like 8 or 9 of them that are in the game right now. And that's not even just base creature TLCs. What Paleo ARK also does is that they add new creatures in the form of Evo Plus. So take Little Mahadi, for example. It was a creature vote creature, I want to say for Scorched.
Yeah,
And Paleo Team loved it so much, they brought in Jade, shout out to Jade, and brought Leto in, and they made it. Right? And so there's creatures like Leto Mahadi and Pyrosaurus. Hey, shout out Clay. There is Cryptocolytus. There is Obelisk Squid. There is Bungardius. All of these guys are part of the Evo Plus. So it's not only TLCs of base game creatures, but they're also bringing in fresh creatures that weren't in the game before. And it is the mod of all time, and it's great. And again, I'm drilling this home. This is not my bias speaking. This is me speaking as a player. That Paleo ARK has some of the best looking creatures that rival or are equal to Additions Ascended.
No, you're completely right. Additions Ascended, I think Depth said it himself. Additions Ascended, ARC Additions in general, Garuga kind of set the bar
Absolutely.
for what mods should be, creature mods specifically should be for ARC. And Paleo ARC has grabbed that ball, took it, and ran with it.
Absolutely. And it helps that every single one of them, Depths included, is a total nerd. Like,
Yeah.
all 30 of them, I want to say there's 30 of them, they're
Around
total
that.
nerds. Like, if that doesn't sell it, I'll tell you what.
So
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
here's the thing: is like with these TLCs, it because that's where we originally started before we went off glazing Paleo ARK exactly as it should be. By the way,
Exactly.
like, there's a lot of things going on right now, specifically with ARK, where there's a little discourse with these TLCs.
Yeah.
One of them being the comparison between the now announced Evo Gig and
Theory?
Evo Theory. No,
Yeah.
not the Evo Gig and Evo Theory. The now announced TLC for Gig, Base Game Gig, and Base Game Theory. And their comparisons with the Paleo ARK teams, Evo Gig and Evo Theory, which are both TLCs for those creatures as well. And
Yeah.
originally, the conversation kind of revolved around will they be bringing these to the game instead of doing it themselves? Divik and I have talked about this for so many hours, and
Oh my
we're
gosh,
probably
yes.
going to talk about it again for an
Here we go.
hour or so right now. But
Maybe not.
it comes down to the fact that I think, personally, and I think Depps also has kind of agreed with this in his own way without directly saying it, is that Wildcard has the TLCs completely handled. They are going to deliver us the best brand new kind of content for these creatures that we have ever seen. Oranio that just came out recently, I think it was last week or the week before, is the epitome of the perfect example. Whether you like the model or not, or think they should have done more with the model, the mechanics that they have changed on it, the saddle that they changed on it, everything that they changed on it tells me that the Wildcard is going to be able to handle these TLCs on par, or even potentially, hear me out, maybe, very maybe, better than Paleo ARK themselves, because they have Paleo ARK to look at and work from.
Yeah.
And I am so excited for it. I am so
Admittedly.
excited to see where this is going.
Yeah, and see,
Actually, I
and
would
you know
like
what?
to ask you guys.
Go ahead, Colonel.
I would like to ask you guys because the recent announcement that Theory is coming next.
Yes.
How do you feel about Theory being the next one?
You know what?
Over, like,
Honestly,
Quetzal?
wait. Sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
No. I was just saying, ooh, go.
Yeah. No. See, okay. So, what Dark said is absolutely true, and it's one of those things, right, where you have, and you know, I kind of agree with what you were saying too, is the ball is in Wildcard's court, and it has been. But see, where I think a lot of people are having discourse, and I agree, Oranio is definitely a TLC of all time, it's because the ones back in ASE were so not as all-encompassing, I'll say. Now, mind you, the models of most of them look great, Parasaur, and the mechanics are pretty good, but there are some tweaks that were made, but that's about it. That's about as far as they could go. Now, my recent Let's Play episode with Spino
Yes.
actually brought up what I would like to see added to Spino to make it be further different from what it was back in ASC, even with the TLC. That was a bit of a rhyme there. And Dark brought up Theory. Theory is, and actually Dark and Colonel brought up Theory.
Yeah.
There was a conversation from a lot of people, and there was some discourse about Theory specifically, because there were some people who didn't like the feathering, right? And there were some people who were just staunchly against it because it's so vehemently different. And yes, I'm going to say it, Dark.
No.
And yet it's so vehemently different from what's in ARK now. But see, here's the thing. You have a big fish, right?
Here we go.
You have a big fish, and then you have not one, not 2, not 3, but 4 bird dinosaurs that were added into the game with Megaraptor, Yi Ling, and oh gosh, it's space. What was that?
Gigantoraptor?
Gigantoraptor. Actually, no, it was 3. It was 3 bird dinosaurs added to the base game. And I even challenged the people who were watching my video and I first said the joke. Like, okay, here's a question for you. Which one of these creatures is from the mod? And I was like, okay, I'll give you
Also-
like 5 seconds to guess.
Base game theory had feathers anyway.
I
don't understand.
It had feathers anyway, exactly.
It has feathers. But
You're
I
just
wanna
butt
answer.
hurt. You're butt hurt that it's not the same thing. But see, here's the thing: base game theory never looked paleo accurate in the first place. It
wanna
had the
answer,
feathers, yes, but that
wanna answer
was
what?
it.
I want to answer Colonel real quick because he did ask.
What's that?
He asked what we thought
Yeah.
about.
What do you guys feel about Theory?
Theory's TLC coming next.
I'm excited
and
for
I
it.
think it is a great sign, specifically because had they gone in order, I think we would. Aranio's late. We know Aranio was late for up to the TLC, right? They wanted to release a TLC every quarter. Them going for Theory next instead of Quetz, in my opinion, is a fantastic sign. Because
Yes.
with Theory, they don't need to mechanically change a lot whatsoever. Mechanically, they might add a few things, they might
Blue,
improve on
please.
a few things, but they're not going to be taking away from it.
Absolutely.
Physically, they will be adding. The model's going to be fantastic. It
Oh,
will
100%.
not be Paleo ARK Theory. It will not look anything like it, in my opinion. I think the face is going to look completely different. The model the base bodies might look a little similar, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be alike at all, other than the fact that they're the same dinosaur design-wise. But with that being said, because they don't have to do a lot mechanically on it, that means that they want to get it out super fast. That's going to help catch them up to where they should be on the release dates for the
Yes.
TLCs. And
Yeah.
then they're going to be working on, I would guess, if
Megalo?
I had to guess, yeah, I would hope Megalo. It's a smaller dino. It is a lot. It
And
shouldn't
then
need too much more. And then they're going to work on the big
What's it-
two, the two that everybody wants.
Right.
And it will kind of, I don't think it's going to determine how like whether Gig comes first or Quetz comes first, which
Right.
one's going to get more love. Because hopefully they're going to be put last for a good reason, or they'll take a break from doing the easier ones first and get Quetz or Gig out to kind of show us what the other one's going to be, a little preview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it gives me so much hope for Quetz specifically, because Quetz, I think we can all agree, is besides
Yeah.
Bronto, the largest underloved creature in ARK.
Absolutely.
It is a flying toothbrush. That is its only purpose. It is a platform slave flying toothbrush. There is nothing else for it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And see, here's the interesting thing there is, and I'm excited for Theory, absolutely. Looking at, Evo Therizino as a prime example of what Wildcard could maybe be looking at, there's so many different things that Paleo team did for Theory, like Dark Tower, I believe, was an influence on the facial structure or something like that, one of the animatronics
Yeah.
from that. And it's really not that hard. Like, and plus, with Gigantoraptor being a feathered animal, it gives me good hope to see that, hey, bird dinosaur does look really cool. And you know what? They could pull from Gigantoraptor. Now, I could see it having much more of a beak. It could have, same hand positioning, different muscular
Yeah.
structure, of course. And then maybe even the tail being similar to each other. But Theory is a creature that I have always loved. even growing up. Like the Edward Scissorhands and whatnot. The little finger dance that he does when he levels up. It's so good.
It's so
Therizino
fun. It's
at
fun.
base is so much fun, and what Dark said is true. Mechanically, it's already fine. In fact,
Yeah.
I could see it. And plus, in Garuga We Trust, with Mega Raptor, I could see it having maybe a new mechanic or two. Maybe like a threat display with the finger dance. Maybe there's a button you can press and it does the finger dance and roars. Like a come at me bro type thing. That could differentiate it from Evo Theory. Because what Evo Theory has is everything that Theory has right now in base game, plus looking better, and also it can sharpen its claws. Which,
Yeah.
that's already very cool. And you could have it
think-
to where the come at me bro is the same thing as same or similar as the sharpening claws effect, which increases damage. And it's more a challenge thing to, hey, come fight me, versus I'm about to come get you and slice you into ribbons, right? You can do similar things, and Fairy is one of those creatures that is already in the limelight, thanks in part to Jurassic World Dominion having Therizino and having it be this terrifying presence in the scene that it was introduced in. I was on the edge of my seat in that scene.
Yeah.
Just to divulge into Dominion for a second. And Dark, I pointed this out to you, but it's actually kind of interesting that Quetz, Theory, and Giga were all introduced in Dominion. And then all three of them are getting TLCs in NSA. Now,
What?
no connection whatsoever, but you
Yeah,
could probably use all three of those creatures in Dominion as another baseline. Now, obviously, don't do the Giga Spikes thing. That looked ridiculous. But
Okay,
Hey, Paleo
It-
did something similar and it worked.
yeah, exactly.
Spike it
Paleo
up.
looked at Dominion Giga. It's like, okay, what can we? We're fans of this, but how can we make
How
it?
can
look
we do it better? Yeah.
How can we make this more interesting? That was part of the thing. But Therizino is a prime example of, well, tough act to follow, yeah, but you also have a good opportunity to say, hey, look at what Paleo team did, look at what we did. We nailed this. It is a prime example. And I agree with Dark too. I think Megalosaurus is next because
That would be cool.
it's objectively the easiest of the ones that are left. And
As long as it keeps it sleep, people will riot in the streets if that thing doesn't still
honestly,
have its
I could do
animation. They will
without
lose
sleep.
it.
I could do without it, honestly.
It's so cozy. It's so
I don't-
cozy.
Yeah, admittedly, okay, it balling
I want
up
my
like that
pitbull
and
princess
sleeping.
dinosaur sleeping in front of my door, waiting for a beach bob toddler to walk up. Excuse me.
Actually, okay, so the sleeping itself, I am okay with. It's that I'm
mechanic
okay
behind it.
with. But what I'm not okay with is that it's useless during the day.
Yeah, I'm
This
talking
is
more
a
about the animation.
cool creature. This thing is really cool. It looks pretty mid, but it is a cool creature. And the fact that you can only use it at night or on aberration is criminal.
No, you're right. And I'm not talking about keeping the sleep mechanic at all. And I'm talking mostly just about the animation. They should just have it be one of those little toggleable things that you can do with like Shadow Mane such, where you can just be like, all right, take a little nap.
Take a nap.
My lizard
Most-
deserves to sleep, you monster.
good.
Exactly, Blue. That's what I'm saying. But I was thinking, I was kind of thinking, because we do have Garuga's Dino Kairos coming at some point. I'm pretty sure that it's coming base game. Until he says otherwise, I'm saying it's coming base game.
I agree.
They have said that.
And
not-
what if, because we know that Dino Kairos is going to be that massive, hard-hitting herbivore that we want, what if they're doing the same for Theory with the TLC? What if they increase the size of Theory just a bit, kind of like Paleo did, but maybe exaggerate it a little more in the way that ARK does to make it even more of that, oh my god, this is this is King Dingaling Herbivore. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't have that. We don't have one
don't.
King Dingaling Herbivore.
We don't.
Besides maybe Titanosaur. But
Exactly.
do we really
No, but-
want to talk about Titanosaur?
No.
Like, we put that to the side.
No, Titanosaur
I do-
is a series of missed opportunities, much like Shasta.
Stars,
Earlier.
Large.
Stars. You can't even have.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You can't even have that sort of stars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so ridiculous.
I want to kind of also reel this back over to Quetz because there's way more to talk about Quetz in this out of the TLCs that they have to do than I think
It's one
any
I
other
want.
dino in the roster right now.
True.
And I personally have gone up to bat for Quetz and what I think the TLC should be for it from Wildcard. It way more than I probably should have. I'm very, very adamant about where I think Quetz should be. And I think that they need to enhance both saddles.
Yes.
Not just one, not just two. I would also be completely okay if they took the platform off completely. Because at a certain point, they should probably take platform, make it completely an Astrocetus thing. We also have a Wasosaur that functions as a complete like platform base as a total that that makes the platform saddle on Quetz obsolete in the first place.
True.
I'm at the point where we need Quetz to be the island endgame flyer that it was when it released. It needs to take that back from Rhinio. It needs to be able to, in my opinion, put up a fight with wyverns. It needs to be that solo riding, agile sky spear that it could be, as well as if they go down the platform route, be just a nice little tiny maybe housing thing. They don't need to have turrets on it. It doesn't need to have an indie forge, which Divik and I both discovered it can have on it.
Which
it
is
doesn't need to have
ridiculous.
any of that. It's exactly. It's absurd.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you
it's-
can put an Indie
yeah.
Forge on the back of a Quetz. It's
needs its stance.
ridiculous.
It has to
looks
have
so
the accurate stance.
stupid.
And you're not putting an indie forge on an accurate stanced Quetz.
No,
You're
absolutely not.
It needs to, it's possible to have the platform saddle on it and keep the correct posture. But it shouldn't. It shouldn't. The platform saddle will never make sense to me. If they do keep it, sure, then make it function completely differently. I have heard people complain. They're like, yeah, but if they enhance being a solo rider on it, nobody will use the platform saddle.
Au
No,
contraire.
they will. People absolutely will. But people who don't care at all for it to have a platform saddle need a reason to use this end game flyer, because whether it is right now or not, its niche was always end game flyer. It's not platform slave. That is not its niche. People are so over their heads there and say that it's only platform, like a platform slave, and that's the only thing it has going for it.
Absolutely
it's
not.
only got that going for it now because that's where ARK has gone to, but its actual niche has always been end game flyer. Let me fly around with a little bit of a dive. Let me sit there and be able to hold my own against a wyvern player or against other, like a Rhinio. Things like this. It's exactly what it should be and what it always has like been supposed to be for ARK. That's what they advertise it as. That's what it is. Don't take that away because you just know it as toothbrush platform slave right now. It's absurd. It's crazy.
It is.
If you
Funny.
keep the platform
I like-
on it, make it slower, sure, but make it still useful mechanically as a creature, even if that mechanically is nerfed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's okay to enhance it in both senses. And too many people have PvP brain, what I'm gonna call it, and they just want the same thing. They don't want change, and that's not how ARK gets better as a game.
Absolutely.
It's not. It's not how we as a community are going to enjoy this game 5 years in the future.
Right.
It's not. And PvP brain doesn't get that.
It's one of those things, like you were saying earlier too, Dark. It's one of those things where they just want it to be the same thing, just looking
I think
nice.
they want one. Yeah.
And that's the sad part is ASA is not ASE. It's not supposed to be. It's
Exactly.
not supposed to be the same. Are there similarities? Yes. Yes, there is. And that's always going to be the case. However, what sets ASA apart, aside from looking better, right, is just it's standing on its own. Now, we could talk all day long about all the different things that we could see happen for ASA to further differentiate it from its predecessor. And the TLCs are a prime way to do it, right? You have an opportunity to say, hey, this is what this creature was, this is what it is now, and so much more. And Quetzal is one of those creatures that is what Dark said, and it could be so much more. A paleo accurate Quetzal is terrifying.
Giga of the Skies.
Giga of the Skies, exactly. In fact, I could see it being one of the only flyers aside from Griffin having a dive. Now, should all the flyers have a dive? Absolutely, it should. Are you kidding me? A diving Quetzal is
I don't
terrifying.
want a wyvern diving into my turret wall. Excuse me. No wyverns diving into my turret
70
wall.
turret. My 70 turret.
I got the spray bottle. Like, no,
A bath! No!
Go take a shower. Go take a shower. You smell.
No!
You smell like depression and sadness. Go take a shower. You need one. Wash off the filth that is you playing PvP. You
Wash off the
monster
PvP.
of a human. What was that, Colonel? Sorry?
Wash off the PvP.
Exactly. But yeah, see, Quetz is one of those creatures where if you have to have the Quetz... what am I trying to say? Words.
Quetz.
If you have to have the platform, make it make sense for the creature. A good example of a platform saddle actually looking good on a creature and it actually making sense actually is one particular animal. You're probably not expecting me to say it, but the Forest Titan is actually the perfect example of a platform saddle working well on an upright creature.
Yeah.
If you have to do the platform saddle, something similar to that would work perfectly.
Oh.
I could see that being the platform saddle, actually. Give Quats a saddle. Quats a saddle with guns. Oh, jeez.
No, that.
Oh my gosh. Freaking a proper SR-71 Quetz would actually
That
go
would be-
pretty hard, actually, not
that'd
gonna
be
lie.
pretty cool. Ooh.
What's up, Doc?
Ooh. Do
Yep.
we think that with these TLCs, it opens up a future for like an actual future, not a maybe future, for other creatures, whether they've already had TLCs in ASE or not, to get these glow ups that they deserve at the same level? I know that they've said that they're gonna do touch ups on mechanics for some of the creatures
Yes.
and not do full blown ones like this. But do we think that we're gonna get more full blown ones just like this in the future for ARK by ARK themselves? Do we
I
think
could
this
see
is
it.
opening
I
that
could see
door?
it. I could see it,
wouldn't say-
absolutely. You know, there are some creatures that look pretty good, just need a few touch-ups. Thylacoleo is a perfect example. I could see it getting a few touch-ups here and there, but
Wait, I have a
objectively, it
question.
looks good.
Wait, so here we're talking about creatures getting full TLCs like Arenio and Quetz
Like
are gonna get?
like we're getting right now. Do we think this like with how these TLCs are being received, at least Aranio's TLC is being received, and how positive that is? Do we think that's opening the door for them to be like, hey, we should absolutely do this to the same scale with other creatures although we said we weren't. Do we think this
I could
this
see
popularity
them
of that's going to open that door?
adding mechanics. If not a full-on TLC, like top to bottom, I could see them mechanic
it's interesting,
additions
but-
or just tweaks. Like I could see Mammoth getting us a little tweak here and there. I could see Parasaur getting a tweak.
Person needs Parasaur needs a full one, definitely.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Parasaur
Parasaur
needs a
needs
full
one.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't win, or it wasn't even in top 10. I think.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
poor Parasaur. Terror Bird wasn't
Lymantria and
either.
Megaloceros in the corner. God made them do it.
PP Bird was not even top 10.
Sorry, what?
Terror
Terror
Bird, PP Bird,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Not
no.
even top 10.
Like, Dark,
That
you
was
and I had a
also
whole
just bad.
conversation
Ah,
about
Oh, Terror Bird.
Terror Bird.
Terror
Okay.
Bird got a touch up. Got a small one, right, with the animations.
Yeah, it looks like
made
a
it run
looks like a big.
Dodo. I think
it
they
looks like
nerfed
a,
it with
it
it,
has the
honestly.
Dodo run. Now, okay, so you guys watching right now. You guys watching right now.
Guys,
Okay.
excuse me, just 1 minute. Excuse me, just 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, so you guys watching right now, do me a favor. Go open up Google on a separate tab or just on a separate device, right? Look up the shoebill stork. Right? Look that thing up, and if you were to take that thing, give it beefier legs, that's what I would imagine a Terror Bird TLC looking like from Wildcard. And we can call it Phosphoracus or Phosphodraco or whatever the name is, I forget. But that would be the ultimate Terror Bird TLC. Now, Wildcard Paleo team does have a Terror Bird. It looks scary. It looks cool, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. And just overall, though, I could see Wildcard really taking the success of these TLCs and just making it far more interesting. And again, it circles all the way back to what I said a little bit ago about further differentiating ASA from ASE.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like I could see it. Now, will it be perfect? Probably not. Most likely not.
Somebody's always going to have a gripe with something.
But it will certainly be better.
Yeah.
Like, again, am I expecting to see a bunch of bird dinosaurs all over the place? No. Would I personally like to? Yes. Because bird dinosaurs are terrifying.
Stop it.
Hey,
Used it too much.
hey.
You've used it too much already.
At least I didn't yell about it. At least I didn't yell about it. And by the way, if you guys are wondering where bird dinosaur came from, it is from. I'm going to use. It is my favorite thing because up from the depths, the leader of Paleo ARK was ranting about Theory not making sense in base game, and he pointed out the new additions and said bird dinosaur very aggressively like 3 times. And I laughed so hard. And I was like, you know what? I gotta get this in a video somehow. It is so funny. Now, hold on. God, no. That thing, no. Have mercy, a cassowary. Before that, I want to get killed, not die, because the bird with a death stare sounds like a machine gun.
I'm telling you, Terror Bird,
Yes!
it doesn't have the respect it deserves. It really
Exactly.
doesn't.
And see-
It's
Go ahead.
it should be a tier above Saber and above
Yes.
Raptor.
Yes.
And it should be honestly horrifying to see
Yeah, exactly.
right up to
So,
you.
Blue, you're actually adding to our points right now.
Yeah, like
You're actually aiding us right now.
It should be something you find in the plains, in fields, and in the redwoods, and it should be able to chase you down off your raptor. And dare I say it, this might be crazy, and a lot of people are going to hate this one, but it just came to me. It should be able, if it hits you, to knock you off your mount.
Yes.
If it hits you with its frickin' 30-pound head, you should not be on your raptor. If it
Absolutely
can reach you and it runs you down, you are no longer able to sit on that creature.
Yo,
Like-
I'm back.
Yeah, we're all about Terror Bird.
Turbo
It's
right
got a
now?
pickaxe for a skull. You're not
Turbo
staying on
TLC?
your raptor.
Turbo TLC?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about like what
Oh
it
yeah,
should be.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It definitely needs one.
No,
It should be able to cause bleed with its beak. I
Absolutely.
think that would be cool.
Now,
Or puncture or something
I'll
like
say
that.
this
Oh,
much.
armor negate.
armor negation would actually be crazy. But see,
There's so much potential.
now, mind you,
Yeah.
I will say Paleo Team does have a Terrorbird TLC.
Yeah,
lined
I've seen
up.
it. It's gone.
It does have the sickle claw that Terrorbird was known to have. I actually didn't know Terrorbird had a sickle claw until Debs pointed it out. I have no idea what the mechanics of it are. We have seen what the model looks like without its feathering.
Yeah, it's
It
concept. I've
looks
had.
cool, but even right now, I haven't seen the darn thing in a long time. There are other creatures that are the focus at the moment, but Terrorbird is one of those creatures that should be horrifying and would absolutely work in a sort of horror scenario like that's
Definitely.
on my project list of, oh, ARK, but it's analog horror, right? Like,
No,
that is on my project list, and a Terrorbird acting like this, like what Dark was saying, would be perfect for it. You know what? And yes, I will say it, Blue. It having a machine gun clacking would make it terrifying. Like,
Only if it echoes over a distance. When you get to a certain radius, you can hear it out there.
Absolutely, it would. And see, and I don't know how much longer we're going to be on, but there's so much that ASA could be
And should be.
and should be. And,
And will
I
be.
think it's unfair to the game. It's unfair to the people who are working on this to say that, oh, ASC did it better. No, it didn't. Stop lying to yourself. No, it didn't. Just because ASC was complete, I say that in fat quotations, does not mean it was better. There is a laundry. I doubt he will ever have watched this far or have seen this much, but On Fire, I would love to see you do a full-on top-to-bottom ASA versus ASC. Not just mechanics, but maps, DLCs, all of it. I call out On Fire specifically because he's one of the few ARK creators I think is capable of doing it. He did a full over an hour-long video discussing not only Paleo ARK, but every single Arcology variant that was out at the time.
Oh, that's so.
He's
that's,
the only one I
holy
think is capable of doing that and doing it well. I couldn't do that. I would lose patience. So, hey, On Fire, my boy, I know you're capable. I would love to see you take that on. And I might comment on one of his videos, like, because in case he doesn't see this. But
Imagine
On
if he joined
Fire-
us for a
Go ahead.
podcast. Imagine if he joined us for a podcast. That would be cool.
If I could get
great.
On Fire on here, oh lordy, that would be amazing. You could probably help. And you know what? I personally would like to even. I definitely want to do one of these again. I definitely want to do one of these
yeah.
again.
I definitely don't.
Preferably with all the systems working.
Yeah.
But but hey, first one, right? And maybe I'll get have a proper overlay this time because Streamlabs is weird. But this was a lot of fun. Now,
Definitely.
before we end, now we didn't get to everything. That's on the
Or next
list. But
Oh, maybe that's for another one.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we'll end
exactly.
off with this question, right? We'll end off
Yeah.
with this question.
So you get a point.
Genesis Part 1. That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
next big map. We've seen Paleo Octopus. We see that Parrot is involved. I guess 2 questions. Is this going to be the make or break for ASA?
No.
I don't think so. There are some people who have that idea in their head, and I gotta wonder, where is your head at?
I think it'll be the make or break for the trust the community has with
Yes.
ASA. I
Yes.
don't think it's going to be the make or break for the game. I think no matter what they deliver on Gen 1, people are going to be there. People are going to be playing it.
Yeah.
The game's still going to explode in its player ratings and stuff like that. Whether positive or negative, people are just going to be there and playing the game. But the trust is where this is going to rely
Absolutely.
on. They are promising a big order for them.
This
not
is the biggest
simply-
returning
yeah.
map remake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, I can see
it's
that.
not just battle rigs. It's not just trains. It's
This is an
a
entire
vehicle.
old remake.
Yeah, it's like it's a vehicle paired with a brand new system, paired with a brand new style of animated creature, paired with like everybody's favorite Atlas ports because oh my god, Atlas ports, yeah, whatever. That's another topic, but it's going to be what the community looks at when they say, "Do we trust where the game's going forward?" That's where
Yeah,
it's
with the
going to be.
remakes.
Yep, with the remakes, with Dragontopia, with any just new content in general that they
I
promise
agree.
us.
And, it's one of those things, too, with, again, Paleo Octopus being the first full-on cephalopod acting the way it does.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
yes, I'm aware of
that cannot be
Tuso.
easy to make.
I'm aware of Tuso, but
Tuso doesn't go
Tuso
on
doesn't.
land.
Tuso is a squid. This is an
Yeah.
octopus. This is the first ever.
Calamari.
And, it is a big pair of shoes, or I guess group of shoes, since, 8 tentacles. But
8 shoes.
but it's something that I've always wanted to see in ARK anyway. I've always been very curious to see how they would tackle something like that. It's 8 limbs, right? It's also massive. Like, we
Yeah.
all saw the render. We all saw the size comparison next to the survivor or just like a regular person. We all saw that.
Dinotherium.
Presented
Exactly.
ARK's new Udra.
I was about to say, it's
Udra.
the new Udra of
Udra.
ASA,
Udra.
which, by the
Yep.
way, new Udra is probably one of my favorite fights in
It's amazing.
Monster Hunter Wilds
it's
because
fun.
it's something completely different. It's so
It's amazing.
cool. Now, Gen 1 is not my favorite map. It's not my
I've never
favorite
played it
map.
before. I've never played either Genesis map before.
I did not ever get to Gen 1 myself.
It's not one
on
of my
ASE,
favorites.
so-
There were so many limitations. There's so many things that could have been better. So for me, it kind of is a make or break, which is why I proposed the question that way. Because I've
Yeah.
played the old one, and it was such a letdown. I'm like, yo, come on, this could have been so much better. It was, well, first of all, the map format lied to you. And
Yeah.
the teleporting was so funky. It was so weird. They had you thinking the swamp was the easy location when it really wasn't.
Easy biome, easy.
Yeah, easy biome. No, it was not. But yeah, I could waffle on and on about Gen 1, and I would if we weren't already streaming for almost 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
hours,
I
20
knew-
minutes.
yeah, it's probably
knew
about
it was gonna
midnight
be
for you now,
rough.
Colonel.
Yeah, it's almost 12:30.
Yeah, so
Man.
this was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it.
Technical failures aside, I'll definitely keep those functions plugged in for the next one. This was a lot of fun. I did have fun, just talking ARK with a couple of guys that I have a lot. Again,
Yeah, this is my
that I
favorite
have-
part of having a small community, of reaching out to other
Yeah.
content
And
creators.
that's why I did it
This is the best
too,
part.
because could I have had, some big names on here? Yes, I could have. But I want to use my influence to lift up others, which is why I had you
Yeah.
two, right? Because you guys, both of you, are very cool people. You have
Thank you.
different niches that I don't really see a lot of. I don't see very many people doing scientific breakdowns of creatures. I haven't seen that. So Dark Tectonics is filling a niche that I didn't realize would be really cool until I seen his content. It's really cool. And what you're doing, Colonel, by just having open field
Yeah.
discussions is
Yeah,
something
that's
that
what
I
I
have a lot of respect for.
It's definitely, it's
Thanks.
using the platform in a completely different way
Exactly,
than a lot
I
of people
love
do,
it.
So,
So
it's really interesting.
When I saw that you wanted to be on, I'm like, yes, please. Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw it. I
And
had to get
what?
on
In
the.
Dark Tectonics, we kind of joked about it for a couple of weeks. about us doing a podcast because we spent hours talking about ARK.
Oh, he was joking. I wasn't. I was totally down for it. I thought it'd be a great idea.
Okay, but regardless, this was an opportunity to build up people who are quote unquote smaller than I am and getting you guys in front of people. And
Yeah.
mind you, was this a success? Maybe.
I'd take it so.
I would say, as
I'd
far as
take it.
talking points and stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Technical
I had
failures
fun.
aside, this was great. And
That was to be first time, and it was bound to happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So will these two be on the next one? We'll see.
I'd love to be here.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But you know, if anything, I will be jonesing for Dark Tectonics at the very least. But Cardinal, if you would want to be on, I don't know. We'll try maybe not having you up at midnight, preferably.
No, I stay up either way. I stay up.
Oh well, regardless. But maybe we'll have maybe 4 people, 5 people on next time.
Yeah.
I would like to have maybe On Fire. Personally, that's
Yeah,
my
that
wish
would be
list.
great.
I would like to
Maybe
have
some
Depths
for people.
or
Depth.
Becca.
I was just saying.
I would
Did you
love
even,
to have them.
Did you even let Deps know you were doing this?
No,
Did you advertise this at all? No.
I
That's
didn't.
missed opportunity, man.
I did
That
let
would
the
be
people
cool
that
if
we
we
were
had-
talking to earlier know about it, but
Yeah, but you think they're gonna go around telling everybody in there? No, they're not. Come on.
probably not. But still,
That
I
would be
think,
cool to have him.
and I didn't want to promote it too much because this was the first, and I was
Yeah.
there's going to be technical failures, and there was.
Fair.
So I didn't want to promote
Understandably.
this and 100 people show up and they're like, oh, where are you
Man,
guys?
how do you think I felt? How do you think I felt when you were like, I'm gonna collab? You're like, yeah, let's collab on this video and everything. I'm like, oh, no, I gotta get the script going. Oh, and then everything went wrong the
Oh,
day
yeah.
the video was supposed to come out. I'm like, oh, damn it.
They didn't
I know
even hear
this,
us for
this
20
isn't
minutes.
usual. And then today I'm just like, yeah, I get it, man. I
But yeah,
understand.
I do want to
kinda
thank
pressure.
you both for coming on,
Yeah.
though, regardless.
Anytime,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I would
anytime,
absolutely
man.
love to have the both of you if you would want to. And it sounds like
Yeah,
you would,
definitely.
so yeah.
I'm going
But
to. Yeah.
thank you,
I'm
We can start something
everyone,
great.
for spending the last 2-ish hours with us. Again, apologies for the technical failures at the beginning
Yeah,
there. But this was a lot of fun. But yeah, share this around. I mean, 2 hours, but this is the type of thing that you can absolutely listen to on a road
Background
trip
noise.
or
Exactly.
on your daily commute, just something to listen to. Which is exactly why it's 2 hours in the first place. But I was jonesing for 2 hours and we got it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You are all appreciated. Shout out to my guests. Again, once the stream goes down, I will have links to both their channels in the description below.
Yeah.
Go sub to them. They're both very, very cool people. I'm very honored to have them on. But yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see
welcome.
you hopefully